Hello, this is Brandy Coffee, owner of Elite Credit Services. Today we're going to do some story time about how I started my own women-owned business in my 20s and how maybe you can too. So it starts off pretty early. I was 13 years old and working full-time over the summer and then part-time after school. My family was not well off and we didn't have any money for extras or anything new. My parents really couldn't afford to buy us anything. As a matter of fact, we still actually had a wood-burning furnace in our house, so every Sunday we would cut wood and we'd have to load the wood-burning furnace whenever my parents came home. So until they came home after school, we would actually sit there with Afghans over us in the freezing cold until they came home. I remember eating quite a few tuna noodle casseroles, and if you got the extra potato chips crushed on top, it was a good day. So taking it from I was 13 years old, all working through my 20s, I started working for a mortgage company in their marketing division. And we had tons and tons of phone calls and everyone was getting turned down. My job as marketing director was to bring leads in and to get us business. At that time, I think I made about $25,000 a year, but then I could also make commission. So I thought, why would we be wasting more time trying to get new clients? Why don't we just try to help these people who've called and got turned down? I mean, doesn't that make sense? They already need a loan. They already want to work with us. So why don't we just help them and put them in a position to where they can get finance and they can get a loan? That started the credit repair idea. See, entrepreneurs are problem solvers. There was a problem and, I solved it. Like that. Anyway, there was a problem and I decided, well, what can I do to fix it? Google credit repair, helping people repair their credit, helping people improve their credit score to get loans. And here it is. My entire business is based off of this. $99 at the time, and I don't think that you can see it. It's a credit repair business in a box. Literally, $99. I got this. I started helping those clients that needed their credit repair to get loans. But one day, I showed up for work. The doors were locked. Couldn't get in. Business was closed down. Nobody knew. I was never told. I just showed up for work one day and did not have a job. Luckily, I lived in a small town and I got an interview that week with the bank. So I started working in the bank and I was still doing credit repair for our clients for free, helping all those people in our bank that needed help. But if anybody came from outside of the bank that were not our banking clients, I would actually charge them a fee. Well, after some time, charging those fees actually paid off my car. They sent me on vacation, and I really started to get an idea of maybe I can make this work. I mean, after all, I knew that job stability was not going to always be there because, in fact, I just showed up to my previous job and the doors were locked. Now, I really wasn't in any position thinking that I was going to lose this job that I had at the bank. But I was making enough extra money where I thought that I could actually do credit repair as a living. And I hired a coach to actually help me make that jump and make that leap because I actually didn't have a lot of confidence in myself to do it on my own. I drove around with my LLC papers in my car for a year before I decided to jump. And I learned to fly on the way down. Believe me, I have no college education. I have no idea how to run a business. I didn't know how to form my own LLC. I didn't know anything about business and business taxes. I did not have an email list with thousands of names for people to contact me. All I had were the people that I had already helped that were still sending me business, the clients that I had in banking that were also sending me referrals as well. But you know what I also did? I got off my rear end and I went to every bank and every credit union and every mortgage company that was in my area. This is exactly what I did. I put these little heels on, I got myself together, and I beat on every door that would let me in to say, give me a chance. Most of the companies at that time were sending their credit repair referrals to maybe even a different state. So I was going to be local. I was licensed. I could come to their office or their clients would come to mine and physically talk to me. And that was really important. A lot of people didn't want to work with other companies out of state. After a while, I started getting leads, I started to get money, but everything was really invested back in the business. And in fact, I worked a part-time job just to pay for my overhead while I was building my business. I worked on Wednesdays all day, and then Fridays over the weekend, helping my realtor friend with their open houses. So any money that I made from that actually paid for my business overhead and expenses, licensing, insurance, and for the office that I sublet from a mortgage company. Believe me, folks, I was not only riding the struggle bus, I was driving it. There were times when I didn't know if I could make my rent, and thank God my girlfriend rented me a house so cheap, and it's such a blessing. I never would have been able to keep going if it weren't for that. Whenever my husband first met me, he showed up to my house and asked me if I got robbed. Seriously. And the fact is, everything that was even left in that house was my girlfriend's. It wasn't even mine. So I get it. I get it. I have not had enough money for groceries. I couldn't even afford the gas to get to church, so I would live stream it from home since I did have internet for my business. And that's how I would go to church on Sundays, was live stream, because I couldn't even afford the gas to get to church. I guess what I'm saying is, you can honestly really do anything that you set your mind to. I started this job not knowing I could do it, not thinking I could do it, not having any idea, any education, but I still made it happen. I didn't quit. I just kept swimming.